Hey folks, just wanted to record a quick deck profile of what I played for YCS Birmingham. So I didn't do too well, but it's mostly actually my fault rather than the deck's fault. The deck was actually really well built, and I want to give a couple of shout outs. So first of all, I want to give a shout out to Team Thirsty Thursdays, James Brown, for a lot of the help and inspiration around some of the cards in this deck, as well as Ross Lane for a lot of help as well with some of the spicy techs and stuff like that. So I played Maliss for YCS Birmingham, and so let's go through the deck profile. So we'll start with just engine, I guess. So 2 chassis, 3 dormouse, 3 white rabbit, 3 Malice and underground, and then 1 of each of the traps. I finally learned the combo, I guess, in order to make all the fancy stuff, but I didn't really do that at this time because Nape is everywhere and Bestials are everywhere and all this other stuff, so I wanted to play a really conservative game, so I was doing different things, which I'll touch on in a second. Then we got non-engine, which is the rest of the deck, basically. So I played Callboy, Talents, and Goldsark. Goldsark's technically engine, I guess. Talents is really good. Callboy was okay, I probably cut it. Yeah. And then 3 Metaltronus, which is a really good card. I didn't get to resolve it a single time, but I did force my opponents to have actions, which is good. Then I actually bought 3 Dominus Impulse, so I played that as well. Really good card, really strong. I don't like clashing with lights, but usually I just set it and stuff as well, so it's fine. Then we played 2 Effect Fader, 2 Nibiru. Logic behind that is Effect Fader is a good target for Metaltronus, and also a good hand trap in general. Same thing with Nib. So Nib is actually good for light. That's 3000 as well. Yeah, so it's kind of handy. And Nib is just a good card as well. Then we got 3 Ash. I felt this was kind of underwhelming today. I probably cut it for something separately, but I think it's just a very generically good card. The problem is it's just not good enough on its own. So yeah, I'd probably go with something a bit more impactful. Then I decided to main deck Shifter, so 3 Shifter. Yeah, it's very good. Shifter is just very good. It messes up your own lines a lot, though. You have to do a lot of weird things to kind of play around it. And yeah, I think it's kind of a win. It's a win or lose card. You know, if you're playing against the mirror as well, it's like it's anybody's game. Really, you're kind of making it more dependent on what your hand is. So, not sure if I'd recommend maining it again, but it's just to try and see if I could sneak some game ones where I didn't win the die roll. You know, but probably would slide it going forward instead. Then we got the Druids or the Bestials. So I played 3 Druid Worm, 3 Baldrake, 1 Magnum because that's what I now play, and 1 Saronir. And then the kind of play for Saronir was because first of all it's a different Bestial name, but second of all if you open it and you're able to make something with it, you can use the effect to send to grave, and you send Magnum up to grave, and then you can Firewall Dragon, bring back Magnum, add it to your hand for next turn, which keeps your plays live and keeps you on Bestials the whole time. So it's very good. So then we go to X-3 deck, which is very straightforward. So Link Decoder, Link Rebo, SP, Lizardos, IP, Dark. Dark is kind of a sort of new addition. Was very good in the mirror and a few different matchups as well. Especially if anyone's played Bestials, it's very good. I played this instead of Nightmare Griffin because Nightmare Griffin never came up, and I did a side event and never came up at all, so I went back to this one. Splash Mage, Red Ransom, White Binder, Heart Scripter, Access Code, Firewall, like I mentioned. So this is actually usually what I was ending on. So I'd end on Firewall and then GWC 06 set. And just that's a lot of activity that you can do. And then every so often I'd end on Heart Scripter if I felt like it, or if everything was banished, I'd try and end on Heart Scripter if I had Shifter up or something. Then a bow and griffin. Didn't really do anything with that at all. It's quite good though. But yeah, what I would say about Nightmare Griffin, I think it's I think Nightmare Griffin is very, very good in a vacuum, but I think you have to be confident that your opponent doesn't have any disruptions, and I didn't never felt that way throughout the kind of entire tournament, where it always felt like they had something, and I didn't want to play into it too hard. So I'd rather have it look like a really mediocre board, but then I'd be able to do a ton of things on their turn instead. So I think that was a better play. And kind of being what I was trying to do mostly was play not greedy and not play greedy cards as well. Like I didn't play Dotscaper for that reason. I didn't play what else is there? Yeah, I didn't play Dotscaper. Didn't play Link Spider, things like that. So I was trying to play non-greedy all day, so it was pretty good. I think it was a good philosophy to approach it with, but it could have left a lot to be desired in terms of actual play. The deck was a bit bricky today for me, so that was very unfortunate. And then Detonator is just a target for Melotronus, so it's quite good. Then we're going to side deck. So this card was played 94% of side decks all day, so that's kind of cool. I played 3 of it. Then I played 3 Prolia. I only have Prolia, I don't have Fuelos, so I just decided to throw it in there because I have it. Never drew it, or when I did draw it, never came up. It was never useful. Droll, insanely useful. I thought this was my outs to if I was going first, and they were on Fuelos or Meows or whatever, that I'd side those in. And also use them as an alternative to Shifter in the main as well, so it just depends. It's quite useful against certain matchups. So then I have Change of Heart, which is just a 1-for-1 trade. I really like this card, even if it doesn't work against Detonator very well. Most other monsters that they do summon, you can just take it. And then you have a link 2 straight away, so it's very handy. Then we have Sanctum, Mischief of the Gnomes. Didn't play against Mitsurugi, Ryziel, or I didn't play against Ryziel actually at all. But this is in theory for Ryziel, so yeah. And then DTG, it's also for Fiendsmith, any of that other stuff. Anything that I feel like it might be good against. Memento as well. And then 2 Trust. So Thrust is for obviously all these things. I'll put them all together, so yeah. And that is the deck. Yeah, I already did shout out, so that's fine. What's the only thing I would do? Yeah, it was just very fun. I got 8 prize tickets on the first day inside events with this deck, basically. Then in the main event, I went to X-3 drop after 4 rounds, which was unfortunate. I lost to, well, basically lost to everything, as I mentioned. Some of them were very winnable, but my game 1, I hard bricked in the mirror. Round 2 was against Fiendsmith Maliss, and I hard bricked again. Or no, I didn't hard brick. I bricked a fair bit, but I just wasn't able to play it properly at all. And then round 3, I won. I was playing against Pearly, and then round 4, I was playing against. It was like 60 cards kill you going second deck, but it was like with dragons and stuff, and I got Lanciate and someone Magnamut and lots of other mad stuff as well, so I just couldn't win at all. They were on bigger monsters than me, and they had Fenrir. Fenrir is just a really good card, so that's about it. I was really hyped for the event. It was really fun, honestly. Playing this deck is really fun. I'm getting a lot better at it each time I play it, and just trying to understand both the lines and also like just kind of the interactions and different things like that. I'm very used to using MTP07, and so I go TB11 first set, second set is GWC06, then you make a firewall set GWC06, summon Whitebinder from wherever you want, and then just go from there, so it's really cool. But yeah, the deck is kind of not resilient in some ways. Like if you open a normal summon and that gets interrupted, you're fucked. So it's kind of annoying that way. I would say that much. Don't recommend that part, but yeah, everything else is quite good. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. Yeah, like I said, shout out to James Brown, shout out to Ross as well, and shout out to all the folks, Alvin and Doug and Kevin as well, for all their help in theorying. Woo woo.